I know a lot of you came prepared to hate or to fight for your lack of belief, but at least hear what I have to say before you hate.
Oh, I'll listen. I'll hear what you have to say, right before I rip your ass to shreds. So let's do this. Greetings, fellow space travelers. BionicDance here. Meet YouTuber K Cortez 3. The 3 seems a bit redundant, because how many K Cortezes can there be out there? And redundant also kind of describes his arguments. Check him out.
It makes sense to me why some people are agnostic, because they trust in certain parameters, and within those parameters the existence of a god cannot be disproven, and in their view it cannot be proven either. But atheists, a lot of them trust in the same parameters, but they conclude there is no god.
See, right away we start in on the definition wars, because that's not what an atheist is. An atheist is only somebody who believes in zero gods. You can be an atheist by concluding that there is no God. You can be an atheist by concluding the people who say there's a God are full of shit. You might never have heard of the God concept in the first place. None of that matters. All that matters is that the number of gods you believe in is 0. That's all it takes to qualify as an atheist.
One reason it doesn't really make sense to me is because they're not really going in the direction that new scientific findings lead. Rather, they're going in the direction that best suits the story they've already chosen to be true.
Oh, the irony.
My question to an atheist is, how can you be sure there is no God? And I'm not talking here specifically about the God that I believe in. Just, how can you be sure?
How can I be sure there's no God? How can I be sure there's no ghosts? How can I be sure there's no Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, or UFOs? The fact is, it's not my job to be sure those things don't exist. It's the job of the people who say they exist to convince me with evidence. And so far, for all of those things, people have done a rotten job.
If that's the case, why focus so much on trying to explain a world without God? Let me rephrase that to make it a little clearer. If your reason for not believing in God is lack of evidence, why aren't you desperately trying to find that conclusive evidence that will let you know for sure that there is no God?
Because it's not my job. You're the ones who brought it up. You're the ones who have something to prove. If you'd never said there was a God, this wouldn't be an issue at all. But you did, so it's your job to convince people like me that there's any reason to listen to people like you.
You can't disprove a negative, it's a waste of time. You might as well try to disprove that there is no Santa Claus or spaghetti monster. But see, we can disprove those things. There is no sign of a Santa Claus. We know where that story originated. There are no magic gifts appearing every Christmas morning, and not once have we spotted flying reindeer.
Once again, oh, the irony. Do you really not see where you've gone wrong here? Because we know the origin of your religion. We know where your particular God myth came from. And there's just as much evidence for your God as there is for Santa Claus. Just as much credibility.
With God, if you're willing to actually and genuinely keep an open mind, there are signs of Him everywhere. And if you're willing to look in the right places, you'll be amazed at just how real and evident He is.
I forget who said it first, but I'm willing to have an open mind, just not so open that my brains fall out. Oh, and bringing up that just look around you, you can see God in everything argument?
That's a pennin'.
I find it interesting and a bit sad that atheists often claim that the burden is on religious people to prove that there is a God. That burden is on atheists. My burden is to let you know about God and His love for you, not to scientifically prove you wrong.
But it is your burden. Let me give you an analogy. Let's suppose someone tells me that I should go get a fast food burger, but they're telling me I should get it at McDonald's, and someone else tells me I should get it at Burger King, and someone else says I should get it at Carl's Jr. Now, I've heard of Carl's Jr., I've never seen it. For all I know, they don't really exist. And the people telling me I should get burgers at these different places should explain to me why their burger joint is better than another burger joint, and why I shouldn't just go get pizza instead. You see, it's just like that with your God. Why should I choose the Abrahamic God versus the Greco-Roman pantheon, or the Egyptian pantheon, or Those of you who are subscribed to me have heard this one before. Mumbo jumbo, monkey god of the Congo. Why should I make that choice? It's your job to explain to me why your God is real and why I should choose that God instead of other gods that people also claim are real.
Why is it a burden on disproving God on the atheist? Well, if you're 100% sure that there is no God, you're just lying to yourself because that's something that has never been proven. And if you're not sure, it's in your best interest to be sure.
But isn't it also in your best interest to be sure? After all, suppose you've picked the wrong God, and your worship of this false God is pissing off the real one constantly. You ever think of that? So isn't it in your best interest to pick up this burden and prove your God is real?
Because if there is no God, fine, our death is the end of it all. I lived my life the best I saw fit, and so did you. It makes no difference. But if there is a God, that means you were wrong. At which point, your only hope becomes that the major religions are all wrong about non-believers being sent to a not very pleasant place.
You just brought up Pascal's wager.
Oh, you better believe that's a pattern.
Are you willing to not even consider the possibility of the existence of a God just because some people think it's dumb to believe in God?
What makes you think I haven't considered the possibility? Of course I have. I've just never been given a good reason to think that it's true. Now here's a question for you. Are you so close-minded that you're not willing to consider the possibility that there's not?
If you're willing to bet on the fact that everything around you is a result of randomness and no involvement of an intelligent being, that's on you, but it just doesn't make sense to me.
You see it coming, don't you? Bringing up the idea that the only possibilities are random chance or intelligent design?
That's a paddling.
It has taken the smartest minds in the world to make things that mimic life, and we're nowhere near reaching that level of complexity, and yet you're willing to believe that life just happened?
What's so special about life? It's really just a bunch of chemical reactions. And gee, humans haven't been able to replicate life in a laboratory with their still incomplete understanding of the universe and biology? Doesn't mean there's an intelligence behind life. Might just be that humans are stupid.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yes, I know it doesn't, Sunshine. But you remember earlier when you said this?
They're not really going in the direction that new scientific findings lead. Rather, they're going in the direction that best suits the story they've already chosen to be true.
Seems to me that's exactly what you're doing. After all, you look around and you see all this complexity and you don't see any way that could have happened without a God, despite what modern science tells us. You remember my response when you said that earlier? Oh, the irony. Now you understand why.
As much as you may hate me for my views,
I don't hate you for your views. I pity you. You can do better.
as much as you may hate me for my views on your views, I love you.
Whoa, dude, back off. Lesbian.
Why I want to tell you this so that you will be as happy as I will be when we die.
Modern biology would have us believe that when you die, you'll be nothing but a rotting pile of flesh, blood, bone, and hair. If you really believe otherwise, give me a good reason to take you seriously. And I said a good reason, not this Pascal's wager bullshit. Until next time, fellow space travelers, don't run on automatic. Instead, please think.